look like golden. Yeah, we're golden. Yeah, we're golden. Yeah, about to see it shine, 'cause we're golden. Yeah, if you stand out, 'cause we're golden. Yeah, about to see us glow, 'cause we're golden.
Welcome to another segment of the Ruthless Fight Culture. And today I got a special guest coming on. His name is Walter Flores. He's fighting out of Georgia. He's fighting for the promotion Art of War Cage Fighting. So I'm about to send him a request and I'm going to get him on real fast. What's up?
Yo, what's up, my man?
What's up, bro? Can you see me well?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, man. How you doing, man? How's everything?
Oh, man, I'm good, bro.
Where you trained today?
No, I just got out of work today. And then usually on Thursdays I come home, spend time with the family and stuff.
That's good. How was work?
Man, work. Well, man, I work at a hospital, so
Oh.
yeah. So I mean, a lot of patients, they can be. Let's just say you gotta be a nice person, 'cause they begin on your nerves sometimes.
So let me get this straight. You work at a hospital and you're fighting on the side as well?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you recently just got into it with Art of War Cage Fighting. How has that experience been like for you?
Oh man, dude. Actually, Art of War, it was like a regional promotion in Philly, and man, it was a great experience. I mean, they looked out for me. They bought my flight tickets. They paid me good. And yeah, it was a packed arena. I mean, it was a small town, so it felt like the whole town was there.
Oh yeah, I know that's right. I know it was a great fight night feel for you. What's the origin story behind Mr. Flores? How you get into MMA?
Well, let's see. Well, for me, martial arts has been like a up and down journey. So it first started, I was maybe like 20 or so, or around there, and I started doing jiu-jitsu, and I trained jiu-jitsu at Ascension MMA with Junior Sansao and them, and Rafael Sansao and them, and that's where I started doing jiu-jitsu, and I mean those guys are beasts. And then I met a couple MMA fighters after that. I did like a first tournament in jiu-jitsu, and then I liked it, and then I was like, man, I want to train more jiu-jitsu. So then I went to Saraiva MMA, which is under Diego Saraiva, and I trained with him for a long time until he gave me my blue belt. So
Wow. So do you still do any grappling tournaments on the side, or do you just...
no, dude, I haven't done grappling tournaments in a while, but I do want to start doing them again. Mostly it's just because, like, I mean, you got to pay money to enter the tournament. So,
Wow, really?
but I mean, yeah.
I thought
I
it
mean,
was
unless
just
you
you
got
sign up. Oh, unless you have
no,
sponsors.
I mean, if you have sponsors or whatever, they'll probably pay for your entry. But yeah, most of the time to enter, yeah, you gotta pay like an entry fee to like enter the bracket and stuff like that.
Wow, I didn't even know that. So I know this past few years, it's been some ups and downs within your career. What keeps you motivated? Cancel bouts, close fights. What keeps you
Yeah.
motivated to keep training, just to keep going, just to keep pushing it? And unlike you, the average person would give up. So what just keeps you grounded? Keeps you training hard in the gym, keeps you running them extra miles.
I would say it's just, I guess, cause mostly my coaches, my teammates, and my wife. I mean, she's been a great motivator. There's been times where, like, yeah, I'd be like, I would just get upset, and at the end of the fight, I call my wife and I'm just like, yo, I'm done. I'm tired of losing and stuff. And yeah, I mean, she's she's straight up with me. She'd be like, "Nah, you're not gonna quit. Like, you're not gonna go out like that." So, I've never quitted in my life. Even as a kid, I mean, I remember in elementary school, people like the teachers, they would tell my parents like, that they would be lucky like if I graduate high school, and you know, I mean, I've always, people, I guess they just never believed in me. And then I remember, like, I just always like proving people wrong. So I guess it's just, I just like, that's what motivates me, just trying to prove people wrong. And, I know God's timing is the best timing. So, I mean, yeah, just keep, I mean, it's hard, but at the same time, I just got to keep grinding and my time's going to come, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's the way to go about it, especially with doing something like that, like combat sports and cutting weight and putting your body on the line for not only for your family but other people's entertainment. And I always salute combat sports, far as fighters, far as mixed martial artists, boxers, anybody who gets in there because it takes a lot to get in there because not too many people are willing to go through that 12-week fighting camp cutting weight, trying to make weight, run them extra miles. So I do salute you.
yeah, that's true, man. I mean, and that's one thing to like, I guess, as a competitor, some competitors don't really see that the fans really do respect it. You know, um, I it and, I didn't understand that until I was in a Muay Thai tournament and I was like in the semifinals and I lost and I just got I got upset, so I was like, man, and these kids, they came up to me and they were like, oh dude, your boxing was so good, man. It's like, can we take a picture? And I remember like looking at them and I was like, why do you want a picture? I just lost. And then I just walked away. But I remember seeing those kids' faces, like, kind of like they were kind of distraught, kind of like, man, like, and their faces always like printed a picture in my face. So after that, I was always like, man, I can't be like that. Cause, I could have turned it around and maybe impacted those kids in some way, or I could have just told them, yeah, thanks guys, and just taken the picture with them, and that, I mean, that could have made it motivated them to keep going, but I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah,
So
I understand. I know that probably was a tough moment for you. You guys fight so much for so little, in my opinion. And
yeah,
I be wanting people to see that because anybody can get up and dribble a ball. Anybody can throw a football, but it really takes a man to get in there and, get hit in the face,
yeah,
especially knowing that you have okay, from now, 4 weeks from now, I have a fight, a sanctioned bout with somebody. I don't know how big he is. I don't know how strong he is. I just know I have to fight this guy. And and
yeah,
then especially if he's like a unknown fighter, nothing about, and then it's like you trying to figure out, well, is there any film on him? What's his tendency? So you just like it's like the blind leading the blind, basically.
yeah. And I mean, it's hard too, because it's like you got a set date, so the anticipation, just like training, waiting around, and then next thing you know, you're inside the cage with the other guy, looking at him, and he's trying to do the same thing you're trying to do.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, the whole time, even if you know, I mean, some fighters might not be scared, but I mean, if you're, I'm just like, man, if I'm just as scared, he's just as scared. I mean, we're
yeah,
both humans, so I mean, at the end of the day, we're both gonna go in there and punch each other in the face, and it's not gonna be,
yeah.
it's not gonna
It's
be
not gonna be pretty. Yeah, I ain't gonna patty cake, so. So do you normally watch a lot of MMA on your free time, far as UFC, Bellator, PFL, Cage Warriors, World
Oh yeah,
Championships of Fighting
yeah, yeah. I'm a die hard, yeah, man. I've
every
been
Saturday?
watching.
Even on your
Yeah.
free time, do you watch old fights like the Randy
Oh yeah.
Couture's or the Chuck Liddells?
Yeah. BJ Penn, he's one of my favorites. I watched a lot of his fights. And I mean, yeah, I like the old school cats and also the new, the new fighters that now got a
Yeah.
couple favorites. So,
How you feel about, I just saw your post, Cody Durden. Durden, did I say his name right? Cody Durden. He's
Yeah.
fighting this week. How you feel about him? And how you think he's gonna finish his fight?
Oh man, I know. I mean, I've trained with Cody for a long time, and I mean, he's honestly like I would say one of my favorite fighters to watch, just because I've seen him fight. I've seen him like you know lose some, but then come back like super strong. And I mean, he's just an exciting fighter to watch. I mean, he's not only my friend, but a great training partner and a great inspiration too. Because I mean, he's one of the guys that he never stops training. He's always training. He's always in the gym, and he just has like a lot of self belief in himself. And I mean, yeah, I know that this fight. I mean, I might be biased, but I'm always Team Durden no matter what. So
Yeah, I like Cody Durden. He's one of my favorites as
yeah,
well. When I saw him, I'm like, oh, I like this guy. But yeah,
yeah.
and what's it like training at American Top Team?
Oh man, dude. Uh, it's a family, dude. The energy is just toxic. I mean, the minute you get in the gym, I mean, the minute you go to that gym, you just feel welcomed at home. I mean, Diego and Douglas are, just great guys. The whole staff like Devin, Gabby, Jason, Dez. Just I can name everybody that's in there, but they're just it's just a family environment, and just everybody just there for one goal, and that's just to be better day by day. Even if that's trying to compete or just trying to be better, like in life or whatever. It's just a great atmosphere.
That's good.
So it's always good.
What's it like just being in that gym, like training those world class athletes that you see? Do you ever get like sometimes starstruck, be like, oh my gosh, that's Douglas Lima. Oh my gosh, like how do you feel just and I know you already answered that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is just being in that gym, do you ever be in awe of like, oh wow, I'm really in this gym, like wow, I'm in here just training with the best athletes in the world?
Well, I mean, I would say nah, not really. Just because, like, I mean, I've seen them go. I mean, I remember. I mean, when I first started, Diego was like a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and then I think Douglas just got his purple belt. So I was, they were coming up. I was just a white belt at the time, but still, I mean, I guess just training with them, for a while, just seeing their career just blossom and where they are now, is just. I mean, I just look up to them and just very like blessed to just be there with them. And yeah, I mean, they motivate me. But yeah, I would say at the end of the day, I mean, I don't really get starstruck by anybody because I know, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human. So
And
I
that's
don't
fair.
know.
That's fair. I get.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that. I would. You all competitors, so I get that point. And honestly, I feel like in most cases you shouldn't be that way because it will kind of slow you down when it comes time to. I guess honestly, in your case, you wouldn't compete with those guys. But say for example, and most times some people out of the same camp end up competing against each other. So it's like
Yeah.
you try to have that level head of like humility and respect, but you don't want to just be like, oh my God, ooh, ooh, ooh. So it's like I
Yeah.
guess it's like a fine balance between those two.
Yeah. That's true.
Have you?
Now,
Yeah,
if I saw like J Lo, then yeah, I'll be starstruck.
yeah. Nah, I understand. I mean, who wouldn't though? Who wouldn't be starstruck? But nah, would you, as far as your division, but for UFC, like who was obviously we got Rob Font and Chito Vera coming up. How you feel about that matchup?
Oh man, that's gonna be a dogfight. I mean, I like both of them. Um, I would say like I kind of like Cheeto a little bit more, but I mean Rob Font. I mean he's a monster. I mean I feel like it's just gonna be just a stand up fight,
Yeah.
and someone's gonna get knocked out.
I mean, personally, from a fan perspective, I feel like whoever the winner of this fight will be determined by who's the better grappler. Because I feel like on the feet they're both pretty much equal. You know, Ron Font, he has a beautiful jab. You know, and this jab feels like a power punch to those guys. We watch his fight with Marlon Moraes and then his fight with Cody Garbrandt. You know, you could see how he used his jab to really set up his shots. And then
Yeah.
Marlon Tito Vera, he got good kicks. You know, if you watch his last fight with Frankie Edgar, you know, he has great kicks. But they both have two common opponents that they both lost to, and that was Jose Aldo. You know,
Yeah.
so they and it's crazy. Their last losses, the last time they fight, the last time they lost a fight, that was to Jose Aldo. So I feel like, I mean, if in this case, I would, if I was one of them, I would try to test that grappling department since it's so even on the feet, because the
Mm.
fight can go in either way on the feet. That's just my perspective.
Yeah, yeah, no, I feel you. And I mean, I feel like now in MMA, I mean, everybody's good at everything. So now it's just like they say, it's just a game of inches. So whatever,
Yeah.
one mistake one of them makes, it's not gonna be good. So
Ultimately, what's your end goal as far as fighting in the future? Do you plan on ending on the big stage, far as the UFC, Bellator, or PFL, or just if somehow you don't get picked up, will you be fine with just ending off and out of war fighting, cage fighting, or anywhere else that's much bigger? What are your how you feel about that?
yeah, I mean, right now, my goal is just to like, just be, just keep competing. I feel like I've done a lot of layoffs, during my career, mostly because of life and stuff. But I mean, for right now, yeah, I'm trying to at least fight at least 4 or 5 more times this year. Um, Probably at 45, just so that I can stay consistent and not have to cut so much weight. Um, and then yeah, wherever God wants to take me, or but my main thing is just to show people that not to ever quit on what you want to do. Even if people might not think you don't have it or whatever. Just you end on your terms. When it's time for when I feel like, yeah, it's it that's it. Then I'm gonna continue. But I just want to like just show the people, and also show my little girl that when you have a dream or whatever, you just go full throttle no matter what, and until the wheels fall off. That's it.
I understand that, and that's how it should be in life, and not just with fighting, but just in life in general. You know,
Yeah.
when especially if you are trying to achieve something great. Like recently, I just completed my undergrad at Norfolk State University in mass communications and journalism. I was the first
Nice.
one in my family to graduate and graduate from a college university. So that was pretty
Nice.
major, and there was a lot of pressure on me. And there was times where I even had to nobody know, but I took a semester off. So um, to say that, man, I do understand where you're coming from with just keeping it going, and I'm very proud that you have a great mindset, even though your shortcomings and even though the cancer bouts. I love this is a perfect story. You should write a book about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean also, like, I guess that's why, like, I have favorite fighters, like like Charles Oliveira, Gilbert Burns. I mean, most of those guys, they're not defeated, but I mean, like, you look at Charles Oliveira, he
Mm.
never quit. I mean, people thought,
He had
he
quit in
was,
him. And that's the thing.
yeah,
And
he
I'm
had
glad you
quit.
brought up Charles Oliveira. I think Charles Oliveira, alongside Aljamain Sterling, but that's a different story. Charles Oliveira is probably the most disrespected champion ever.
Yeah,
I had when he fought Michael Chandler, everybody just keeps saying, "Oh, he's gonna quit. He's gonna quit." In that first round, he had a way out. He could have gave up,
yeah,
but he didn't. And seeing that and seeing him come out in that second round blazing and caught him with a left hook, like, oh my gosh, like I was just in awe. And then what he did
yeah.
to Dustin Poirier, I got him winning against Justin Gaethje too. So I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'm glad you brought up Charles Oliveira because he's by
I
far
mean, yeah. I mean, he's one of my favorite. I watch all his fights, and yeah, I mean, I just like the way he fights, and I mean, yeah, I think against Justin Gaethje, I mean, I have Oliveira just because I like him. I mean, Justin Gaethje, he's really good, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's a tough fight, but I think Oliveira is gonna remain champ.
Yeah, Justin Gaethje has dynamite in his hand, but if you could take Justin Gaethje's best shot, he you you'll be fine against him. This is my opinion. He's also vulnerable to submissions as well, and this showed against his fight against Nurmagomedov. But he also has
Yeah,
good takedown defense as well, because if you watch his fight with Michael Chandler, you notice how he was stuffing a lot of takedowns, all but one.
yeah,
But even then, he was able to roll to get out of the way. So that fight is like it's a toss-up fight for me, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. It's a hard fight.
But how did you feel about Gilbert Burns' fight against Hamzat? I know you just brought him up.
Oh, dude, man, that was. I mean, I don't think Gilbert Burns lost that fight just because. I mean, he did. I mean, in the scorecard, yeah, he lost. I mean, I had Hamza winning, but as a fan, I mean, he didn't lose no fans. I mean, that guy, there was no quitting him. I mean, he
Yeah,
just kept going, kept going and going and going, and that's the end of the day. That's what fans they like. I mean, they want to see a guy that goes in there and doesn't quit, just gives it their all no matter what.
yeah, and I love that fight. That's one of my favorite fights of the year. I think that's the fight of the year. But watching that fight and noticing how Gilbert Brown was just able to make Hamzat look like a human being. I like how he used his jujitsu to when he was on bottom and he was absorbing those strikes after getting dropped by that straight right. I like how he used his jujitsu. Like if you notice, he was trying to sneak an armbar in, but he used that to
Yeah,
get back on his feet in that first round. So that was good to see. I think something good should happen for him. I think honestly he should be fighting for the title again. I could see him fighting for the title again. But aside from that, do you ever think like the UFC or any other promotions could just put together a type of tournament to where like everybody could achieve something? Because fighting to get to championship status, it takes a long time. It's not You're not gonna come in there two fights. Oh, you fight for a title. You really have to fight a long time, like to get to. Sometimes you can go seven fights and not lose, but then you lose one fight. You lose that eighth fight. Next thing you know, you fighting down. You trying to fight again, win another seven. Do you think like it's kind of cheesy, but I saw it floating around, and I always thought about it too, like a type of a tournament that could, have somebody win something like a trophy. Because oftentimes, man, fighter, it's easy for somebody to say, "Oh, that's silly. Just have them fight for titles." Oh, you can't say that because you fighting. Of course, you'll say that's cheesy, but imagine just fighting for nothing. How you feel about things like that?
oh, like fighting for. I mean, everybody obviously likes the hardware, you know.
Yeah,
So I mean, and I get it why they don't do that, because I mean, you see like some kids that play soccer, they'll give them a trophy just for winning or losing the game, and I mean that's all cool and all, but at the end of the day, I mean, you need to, I feel like as a human, you need to know like, you didn't win, you lost, so you don't get anything when you lose,
yeah.
but when you win, you get something, you get more opportunities to, you know, more doors open up. So
I understand that, and it's that's the harsh reality of it, because a lot of people, they fight their lives out just to be a world champion. Like I look at somebody like Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, he's quite a character. I watch his show a lot, but he had the chance and opportunity, but he always came up short. And I know it sucks because he was always so close, and even though it seems so close, it's yet far again. So I
yeah,
do understand where you're coming from when you say that.
yeah. But I mean, Chael Sonnen, I mean, yeah, he was the first one, to start talking a lot of crap and shit in the
Yeah.
UFC, and he did change the game in that.
Nah,
So
for
I
real, he
mean,
did. He's a legend.
yeah, maybe he didn't like win the belt, but he did change like another side of the game where it was like more entertainment, you know?
Yeah, so if I did some research. So apparently he was it was another promotion. He was fighting for the title in another promotion, but the champion had missed weight, so it could no longer be for the title. But then again, the after that happened, the athletic commission had changed the rules saying even if the champion missed weight, the challenger could still fight for the title. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was unfortunate for him. But who's your top five mixed martial artists of all time?
Oh, dude, of all time?
Yeah,
Oh, man. Let me see. I would say BJ Penn, Charles Oliveira, my boy TJ Dillashaw. Uh, Man, let me see some other ones. Oh, yeah, Gilbert Burns. I'll put him in there too. And, and Max Holloway.
Max. Hey, he's on my top five too. My top five. One of my all time favorites is Chuck Liddell. He the one who made me follow. Like I followed mixed martial arts because of Brock Lesnar because I heard he was gonna be in the UFC, so I started watching UFC when it used to come on Spike. That was Channel 56. So I started because I've been watching UFC for a long time. So Chuck Liddell. Then my number two, I gotta put Daniel Cormier up there.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
number three is Demetrius Johnson. He's one of my favorites. Number four, Kamara Usman. He's another one. And number five, Max Holloway. Max Holloway, his that I'm the best boxer in the UFC, baby. So
But yeah, no, Kamara Usman, yeah, he's on another level, man. Especially for that weight division.
mhm.
God, man.
How you feel about him calling out Canelo?
I I think he's kind of dumb for that. Canelo is Canelo, dude. That's boxing. I mean, Canelo's like the
Yeah.
man in boxing. You
Payday,
can't.
payday. He want payday. I know. I know this.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think. I mean, if he was to verse Canelo, Canelo would whoop his ass, dude.
Yeah, boxing. Just like in MMA.
Yeah, in
One, one,
MMA, yeah.
one leg kick, Canelo is done.
Yeah.
If the
Yeah.
moment Kamara shoot for a takedown is over. He's not getting up. So, and just like with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury, I feel like that's a no, that's not a good deal unless they can neutralize it to the point where it's even. But fighting a boxer, a pure boxing, and just a striking match, I just don't never see. I don't see how it play out well for mixed martial artists.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just a different type of endurance, like I mean when
Yeah,
if you ever go like boxing sparring, I mean those guys can punch for hours, their
yeah,
arms, they're
yeah,
trained for that. They can
yeah.
they can just throw combinations for
hmm
days.
When I was at Norfolk Hit Squad boxing gym in my hometown, our coaches would have us just hitting the bag for like 3 minutes for 4 rounds, 3 minute rounds, and that was 12
Yeah.
minutes of just hitting a 30-second rest period. And I realized it
Yeah.
sounds easy, but it's not. So
Yeah.
I do get where you're coming from when you say that.
Yeah, it's different, dude.
And I'm
And
not.
even the training is different too, because it's like, I mean, I've done like boxing trainings with Coach Felipe, and yeah, I mean, like, it's a whole different type of cardio. And I mean, it's just one discipline, so it's kind of like the footwork is different, the head movements are different, the way you punch, everything is just an art. So
Yeah,
that's how it is with every sport. I mean, that's why, I mean, I feel like, I mean, I respect every athlete in any sport, because I mean, it's just, incredible. Especially, I took up golfing, so I started golfing. And I mean, at first I was like, man, I'm never gonna golf, man. This is a lame sport. But man, there's so much technique in golfing that, yeah, I mean, I like it because it's like, if you don't have the technique right, that ball is not gonna be moving far. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, for real. Tiger Woods really he really set the tone when it came to golfing.
yeah, he did.
But I
So
was
yeah, I mean,
mhm.
and that's how I guess I like I love all the sports. Like tennis, soccer, football, baseball, basketball. I mean, I feel like any sport, any athlete that does it, I mean, it's respectable because yeah, I mean, you gotta like it's an art. You have to master the technique of that one art, and it takes a long time,
Nah,
to do it.
seriously. Nah, it does. It takes a lifetime of training and
Yeah,
commitment to do it. That's one thing I wish I would have done when I was older, when I was younger.
yeah,
Do you
yeah. I mean, when I was younger, I wish I probably would have stuck with like maybe soccer or whatever, but I
yeah,
still play from.
I understand like for fun, right?
Yeah,
Like one thing I wish I would have did when I was younger is like my mom and my family they didn't really have a lot of money, but I wish I would have got into like boxing and mixed martial arts at an early age. I wish I
yeah,
would have did it, Watching, see, I always been interested, but I ain't really started being hands on with it until I got an adult, and that was like I'll say a year or two ago. So I don't have
yeah,
no lifetime of experience. Even though I sparred, the people I sparred were generous. They could have really hurt me in there. So it's
yeah.
like it's like I'm like, yeah, nah, I couldn't. Nah, man, you just little spar privately and stick to talking. Like I was
Yeah.
smart, but it had to be private. Look, just tell people you smart. If you beat me up, don't tell nobody. So yeah.
That's true.
But I know you. I'm not gonna keep you on long, man. I just a few more questions I want to ask, man. So
Yeah, no, you're good,
when is your next fight?
man. Hopefully, I'm trying to get back in there in either June or July. Preferably June. Um, so yeah, maybe with this. Hopefully, maybe either with this organization called B2 or whatever comes up. But I've been talking to B2 and seeing if they can get me on for June. So we'll see. We're just waiting right now.
I understand that. And what are some things you probably what are some things you have been focusing on since your last fight? And just what are you thinking what are you looking to make improvements in going into your next bout?
Um, just mentally, man. Just I just train changing a lot of things like in training. I feel like sometimes in training I'll be like too passive and stuff, especially to some of the newer guys. Like I'll let them work. Like if they have me, like say if I pass, maybe I'll let them sweep me and stuff. But I
Mm,
feel like I can't do that. I gotta when in training I just have to be on it. Gotta try and win every position, every time. So that's my mentality in training right now. Just trying to win. uh, You know, in every scenario and sparring and everything, but still being competitive and not trying to hurt my training partners. But also just trying to push them and just try and win everything. And that's my mentality right now. Doing that, and then I mean, I feel like yeah, that's it, cause that's all I need. I mean, I've I've been training for a while. I know I got the technique and stuff, but for me, it's always just been the mentality part. Just to not be so passive and go in there and like let it all go and go in there and be a competitor and just try and win at all costs.
that's good, man. Before you get off, man, is there anything you want to say to your family, to the team? The floor is yours.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, first I want to give a shout out to my team, American Top Team Lima. There's a lot of guys that are fighting this Saturday. I think we got like 7 guys fighting this Saturday for NFC, and then after that, next week we got man a lot of guys, maybe like 6 or 5 guys fighting for B2 Sports in Duluth, Georgia. And I mean, there's a lot of guys in there that people have to watch. We got, I mean, Christian Turner. He's one of the guys to look out for. I mean, this kid is a inspiration. I mean, he's a workhorse. And then we got Eli Moran. One of my really good friends and training partners, and he's only Amy right now, but I'm pretty sure after this fight he'll fight for a belt and then hopefully turn pro. And I know for sure he's gonna be you guys will hear about him, very soon, because he has that championship mentality. And I mean, he's the one that cornered me for my last fight, and he really helped me out, just talking to me and mentally, and getting my mindset right, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys I can name at the gym. Oh yeah, and tune into my boy Cody Durden's fight, because I know he's gonna get his hand raised in the UFC. I think he fights in either June or July, one of those.
If I'm
For
not mistaken, it was June. It was June. I can
June.
don't quote me on it, but when I saw him, I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
think it
in
is.
June.
Yeah, I think it's in June. I think it's for the UFC. Man, what's it? It's like a big summer event that the UFC has.
An international fight? Nah, that's in July.
Yeah,
That's in
yeah.
July. Now, International
I
Fight
think,
Week is in July.
oh, okay, okay,
That's
okay.
like July. Don't quote me on it. That's like July 12th or something like that.
But yeah, I mean, and tune into that. And I mean, yeah, I mean, other than that, man, just just tell whoever's listening, man, don't ever stop, don't ever quit. Pursuing your dream or whatever you want to be in life, and don't let people, tell you that you can't do nothing. You just keep keep moving forward, and just look them in the eye and just ask yourself, what if I prove everyone wrong? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to like be on your rest bed and have regrets that you didn't accomplish what you wanted to do in life. You know?
I can dig that, man. And that's true,
Yeah.
man. A a coward die 1,000 deaths. I always hear that. I always hear that saying. A coward die 1,000 deaths. And when I look back, and one of my favorite inspirations, one of my favorite stories was Paul failed the 5 day notice. He was after that Dan Hooker fight. He was talking about retiring, and then he came back on five days notice and did what he did. Even though he lost to Rafael dos Anjos, I thought he did phenomenal, and I thought he looked good. And when I think about that, I always think about the next move I'm gonna make, or the next decision I'm gonna make, far as with my life, my career, school, even a girl. You see a pretty girl,
Yeah.
you be like, should I talk to her, or nah, you just let her pass you by? Just take that chance. Just take that leap of faith. The worst thing that
Yeah.
can happen is a no,
Yeah.
and I tried.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah. That's true. You just gotta try. I mean, I remember when I was a teenager, I'd always try at the mall. I'd always just be like, just holler at the girls, and they would say no. I'd just be like, oh well. Then literally ask the girl that's walking right behind her.
Oh, you different. Hey,
I
man.
was, that's why me and my boys, we were like that. Was like, oh well. And at the end of the day, we'd be like, man, we took a lot of L's today, but maybe tomorrow we'll find some girl.
Is that how you met your old lady?
No, dude. Actually, I met my girl actually at a I I changed my life around, and then because I was going through like struggles in life and stuff, and I was to the point, where yeah, man, of I was in and out of jail, man, for just drinking, doing a lot of dumb stuff, drugs, partying a lot, and then my parents have always been like very Christian based, and one day they just told me I just had to go back to my roots and just pray and stuff, and I changed my life around. And then I met my wife at a small group because I was like, man, I need to like interact with more people that have the same faith. And we were just friends for a while, and then after that, you know we ended up dating, and now married and have a beautiful little daughter. So blessed in that aspect.
Beautiful, man. That's a beautiful story right there, man. I'm so
Yeah,
happy to hear that, and I'm so glad that you turned your life around. And
yeah,
you just keep being that inspiration and that role model that you are towards those in your gym, those that see you coming up even after your bouts. When you think about it, when you're competing and when you're fighting, you can look back and say, "Wow, this is where I used to be at, but now I came this far. Now I must keep going." So. I don't know you. I just met you today, Walter, but I'm proud of you, man. What do you normally go by, Walter?
what I mean, everybody most of my friends they call me Walt.
Walt.
So yeah,
Yeah,
most people that are my friends, they'll call me Walt for short. And I don't mind that. I mean, I don't really have any nicknames or anything like that, so
I understand.
just Walt. Yeah.
But I'm proud of you, Walt, man. I do appreciate you for coming on. I can't wait to see your next fight, man. Anything you want me to post about you, I got you. This is going
But
on YouTube for your family and your friends. If they want to just watch it and tune in, they can. This is something that I started and I had an idea and passion about for a long time. So now I'm just trying to get out there and hopefully I see you on the big stage, man. And hopefully I'll be where you at. So thank you
yeah,
for
man,
coming on,
that'd be
Walt.
awesome, dude.
I do appreciate you, man. You have a great day.
Yeah, man, you too, bro. Keep doing your thing, dude. You're doing great things. I saw you had one of my training partners, Danielle, on there.
Yeah,
She's a beast.
yeah, nah, she is.
And and yeah, man, just keep doing that. And yeah, just next thing you know, you'll probably be like Ariel Hawani, dude. You have your own podcast with a bunch of fighters.
Yeah, I'll be different though. I'll be much different.
Yeah,
Everybody
you
will
gotta be
love me.
different. Yeah, you gotta be different. Yeah, 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 yeah. Everyone will love
I don't want to be a troll. And one thing about me, and I say this, and I'll come on record and say this: if I criticize somebody and they don't like my criticism, I'll be open to spar with them. I would not be a hide.
you.
I would not be. I refuse to not be a hide behind my computer and phone journalist. That would not be me. If somebody disagree with me, and I disagree with them, we can spar privately. You know what I'm saying, and we can make up. And I'm
That's true.
serious.
That
I'm
means
serious. I'm serious about that because I see a lot of journalists they get their card pulled, and they when somebody check them, they don't know what to say or know how to react. But that's where I come from. That's just not me. Somebody check me, I'm a challenge back. That's just how I
yeah,
am as a person. So
that's good.
yeah. But thanks,
And
man.
what else are you doing in your career? Like,
So
are
I
you gonna go to more schooling and stuff, or?
So I'm thinking, if I was thinking about going back to grad school, just I just graduated. I've been working and everything, and I just been trying to really just I work two jobs now, so I'm just trying to do something that I'm passionate about that I could do for free. You know what I'm saying? If I can do this, I'm doing this for free. You know what I mean? And this ain't no
Yeah,
jab or nothing saying like I'm doing this, I don't gotta do this. But I'm doing this because I like to do it. I love talking about combat sports. I love talking to
yeah,
people. So, right now I just whatever doors this opportunity open for me, I'ma just take and not look back. If I do have to go back to school, um, I don't think I have to go back to school, like, cause getting my undergrad was already hard enough, but
yeah,
I'm just taking it day by day, man. I just want to get to a point to where I don't have to work two jobs, one job overnight, one job during the day. So if I can just get to that point where I don't have to work two jobs and I can really focus on this, and then I get to the point where this is paying my bills and I can just travel and go to different gyms and actually work out like I want to and train.
yeah.
I that's the end goal for me. I mean, I might can achieve higher things. So it's just a work in progress that I'm grateful
That,
for.
that's what's up, man. Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, I mean, thanks for giving me the opportunity, man. Chop it up with you, and yeah, man. I just
thank
hope.
you, man. I appreciate you, dog. You could have been resting. You got off, but I appreciate you for talking to me, man. I do look forward to you. You keep your head up. You keep going forward. just keep winning. You know, you whether you know it or not, you're a winner. You know what I'm saying? You doing something that most men wouldn't do. So,
Yeah.
walk with your head high, never low. Don't live in
Yeah.
shame. You're a true winner. You got heart. Just keep doing your thing, man. I'm proud of you. I look forward to seeing your next fight, and I'm gonna be on the lookout for you, man.
Yeah. Be on the lookout, man. Yeah, man. And be on the lookout, for I mean, I got a lot of teammates out there, that they're gonna be rising up the rankings, so
Yeah,
be on the
absolutely.
lookout for them.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. You have a great day, man. Thanks for talking, and thanks for tuning in to the Ruthless Fight Culture, everybody.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys. All right, brother. You have a blessed day.